加对交通来说，对对，对。
Okay, so I'm here at Albus Coffee because today I wanted to do a little video about travel kits, what to put stuff in and what stuff to put in it. I'll link to as much stuff as I can find down in the description. If I can't find it, I'll put something on screen, or maybe both, whatever. Anyway, so this is the kit that I use. This case is just a makeup travel case. You can search for that pretty much anywhere and you'll find something. These are pretty cheap. I think I paid the equivalent of about 15 or 16 American dollars for this. And it is big enough to carry everything without being obnoxiously big and really not practical. So let's open it up, see what we can put in and some things that you might want to think about picking up for a travel kit. So this has a main section and this top flap also opens up, and in the top flap is a nice place where you can keep your brushes, and this is just a little cheap like $1 or $2 brush case. You can find these pretty much anywhere. These are good to keep your brushes in when you travel. This is also big enough to hold a small cutting mat, which I forgot to pack because I'm a stupid dummy. So going on to the intersection. The intersection is big enough to carry a lot of paints. This GW paint section is too deep. So you got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 30 GW paints. You can stack 2 layers of regular paints and the bigger like contrast bottles and even the big washes. But if you want to do a contrast and a wash, you couldn't really do 2 layers of those. You could do 1 layer of regulars and then 1 layer of big on top or whatever. This section over here is where I keep Vallejo paints. You got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21 in here. In this part I have this fan. I use this in the same way people use hair dryers. I've tried hair dryers before, but I feel like it makes the paint weird from the heat. But these are really cool. They're small, they're rechargeable, and it kind of directs the air a little more directly than like a bigger open fan, and it's the air isn't strong enough to move washes around and stuff like that, but it is strong enough to help with the drying time. You can also stash stuff like little tissues and whatnot in here. The next thing I want to talk about is I can't get them out. These lights. These are super cheap LED lights. I think I paid like $4 or $5 American for these. They fold up, so it's really nice for being portable. They're decently bright. If you don't have light, these two probably won't be enough. If you do have light in your place, these are definitely enough to supplement any light in your room. Put one on each side, and yeah, it should be more than enough. These are rechargeable. They are not rechargeable, but they take a plug that goes to a USB plug. They also take batteries. They're just touch to turn on. And two of these together fit perfectly in here. The next thing is a little water pot. This thing is super cool. It's also very cheap. I think this was like $2 American. This is actually 3 sections, and they clip together like that. I really only use the main section, but you could use one for regular paints, one for metallic paints, and one for a clean rinse or something like that. These are really super handy, and when they clip together, it keeps it from tipping over too. So these are really cool. I would recommend getting one of these for your travel kit, or even those little collapsible cups work also, but these store a little better. This also has a lot of extra space for other stuff. Like you see, I got a battery that I use, a 2-port battery. Can use for the lights. I also have a Bluetooth speaker in here. You could put anything you wanted in here, obviously. I'm just kind of illustrating the size and the capacity of it. But actually, I do bring this with me when I go places. You have other little compartments, and again, you can change the size of these and shape to whatever you want. I have my glasses in here, a box with a mini in it, and inside the flap you have space for mini pallets. I have a bigger bottle of water in here, cords, cables. You can put any tools that you might need in here. And one of the best parts is that it is also big enough to hold a wet pallet. This is my homemade one, but it will also fit the smaller wet pallets, like the smaller Masterson one. Will fit in there just fine. If you do use like something like the Masterson, you want to make sure you get all the water out of the sponge first, because they're not watertight. This one is, so I use the Mastersons at my house, but I use this one when I go to other places. And it fits in here just fine. So, that's what I use for my travel kit. I hope this gave you some ideas. And if you liked this video, found it interesting, please feel free to go downstairs and do all the things. The bell, the subscribe, the share, the comment, the like, the somebody bring me coffee now button.